What's up? I'm making this video because I'm kind of ticked off about this situation with Rock Auto and AC Delco. It's really AC Delco's problem more than anything else. Take note of this. This is a TPMS 173 sensor. Yeah, it's a little hard to see, but the model number is right there in the upper right hand corner. Or I could show you another one. It's a little bit better, a little bit easier to see. TPMS173. This is supposed to work in applications like 2006 Cadillac Escalade or 2006 Tahoe. I have the Escalade, and I put 4 of these things in the truck only to find out that that they didn't work. They simply did not work. They don't talk to the computer. They don't interface with the computer at all. I've put new code in the computer. I flashed the door modules on both sides, and that didn't do anything. So I am left only to conclude, based on the totality of evidence and from my Altel TS408 TPMS scanner, that that's my scanner here. I'm left to conclude that this TPMS 173 just does not work, and I'll show you exactly what I mean here. So let me get this thing to focus. What I have here in my hand is the OEM sensor. It's Delco part number 1511439, as you can see here. Okay, so on my scanner, I'm going to choose Chevrolet, Tahoe, 2005, 2006. And we're just going to stick this guy right here where he'll get red, and we are going to scan a single sensor, and this is known as triggering, if you're unfamiliar with the process. We're just going to trigger this sensor as a Tahoe and see what we get. Okay, so it read the sensor. It said that there's no pressure, 3 kPa. Read the hex ID. This is a global unique ID, or I guess it's global unique. I don't know, but in any event, I've never seen them duplicated. So go back and we'll do one more of these things. We'll read as a Cadillac 2006 Escalade, which is what I have. Go down here to 0506, 315 megahertz, and we're going to scan the single sensor. Let's see if we can trigger this. Okay, good to go. Now, take note of that, because without doing anything, I'm just going back to the screen that I was on. I'm going to grab a random sensor, a random TPMS 173, okay, and we're going to try and trigger it as a Cadillac Escalade 2006, and it's not going to work because the things just don't work, okay? They don't work, and Delco, you know, I've called Delco about this, and because I'm not a parts distributor, you know, because I'm not a Rock Auto or one of the distributors that Rock Auto would buy from, I guess, they just won't even talk to you. Holy shit, what the fuck? You know, it must be reading this DDD933. Let me get these things a little bit further away. Yeah, DDD933. It was just reading this guy right here. So let me get my sensors even further away. They're only about 3 feet away from the camera just then. So let's see here. All right, so another TPMS 173. Trigger this guy. These things do not trigger. I've done this over and over and over again. Of course, I had them mounted in the rim when I was doing this, but they will not trigger as a Cadillac Escalade. Not at all. It's going to take probably 30 seconds to time out here, and it's just not going to trigger because these things are not compatible. I assume that what's happening, and I've read back the RF. I know that the sensor actually works which I'll show you here in a minute, all these sensors work. You can scan them as something. I've gone around and I've scanned them as something, but just not as a Cadillac Escalade. Okay, convinced now? It's been good 25-30 seconds. We're going to try this again as a Tahoe. Go back here to Chevrolet, and we'll choose Tahoe 06. Important to make sure that you're on 315 megahertz if you have the choice. And scanning it as a Tahoe, nothing. Now, if we go over to another listed compatible vehicle, looking at Rock Auto's website, it says that Fords are compatible. Let's see. 2015 to 2019 Fords are compatible. So let's bump out of this, and we're going to choose the Ford Explorer, and I'm going to show you option 2 is what will trigger this thing, and it's going to trigger right away. Watch. Bam. Let's read it as a Subaru. This is another one that I was able to make it work. The Subaru Impreza. Option 3, that's 08 to 2015. And we're going to scan a single sensor, and it's going to come right back. There you go. So as you can see, this thing does not work. It just doesn't work with the Cadillac or with the Tahoe or anything else. The sensor is not made to work with the compatible modulation scheme, and I mean, we know that the thing works. It scans as a Subaru. It scans as a Ford. In the process of trying to play with this thing, I went to the RF monitor, and if you can make one of these things, transmit, you can see the RF periodically. If you put this next to the sensor here, you'll see it read. Like if you, for example, if you were to let a couple of pounds of pressure out of the tire or something, if this was mounted in a tire, you let a couple pounds out, the sensor would wake up and it would transmit, which is another way that you know that it's working, in addition to the obvious case that the trigger thing would be another option here. But just to show you again, sitting here on Rock Auto's website, and if I were to navigate to 06 wheel and washer, no, sorry, wheel. Yeah, right here. Go to wheel and go to TPMS sensor, and you see what's compatible. You see it right there, TPMS173K. That's exactly what I have in my hand, and the sucker does not work. Thanks for watching. Hope this helped one of you guys. Peace.